Welcome back on this episode of Self Love Ignited. I am talking all about weight loss and body acceptance. Now, this is a challenging topic and one that is really easy to shy away from, but it needs to be addressed. So many people out there say that you can't have both. I disagree. I 100% believe that you can have both, but there is a way to do it that is loving, that is compassionate, and that is going to get you what you want. It's going to get you feeling great in your body, long term, sustainable for life. Let's dive in. My name is Katie Allen, and this is Self Love Ignited. Let's get to it. Today on the podcast, we're going to talk about weight loss and body acceptance and how the two work together. Now, this is a challenging thing to talk about. And I know here on Self Love Ignited, we've talked about it a few times, but it is tricky ground. And I think first and foremost, it's really important to note that there's a lot of resistance, shall we say, in the self-love space and the body positivity space to weight loss. There is a lot of resistance. And in fact, there's a lot of people that actually say, if you love your body, if you accept your body, if you are body positive, you are not allowed to want to lose weight. That is something that you should not want. You should not have that goal. You should not strive for that. And I just don't agree. I do not agree. This is my own personal opinion, but I want to tell you why before we dive into this topic. And I really firmly believe that number one, you are allowed to make decisions for yourself. And that blanket statements like, if you love your body, you're not allowed to want to lose weight. I don't think the blanket statements like that serve any of us. I don't think that they're helpful. And I think that we really need to look at sort of like the next layer down at the resistance. And, a lot of people have that opinion or are of that mindset because there's this idea that when you're trying to lose weight, you're doing it out of hate for your body. You hate what you see in the mirror and you just and you're like, I'm rejecting this and I don't want this anymore, and like, give me something new. There's this idea that you are like trying to shed this part of you. There's this idea that you are always going to be restricting, you are always going to be subscribing to some sort of diet, you are probably going to be doing things that are not in your best interest. And the fact of the matter is that what a lot of weight loss attempts look like? Absolutely, without a doubt. That is unfortunately what is normal for a lot of people. That is the type of weight loss that a lot of people pursue. So when I am talking about body positivity and weight loss and putting them together, that is not what I am talking about. I firmly believe that you can love your body, respect your body, and pursue weight loss in a way that is kind, compassionate, loving, that uplifts your life, that adds so much goodness. Right? You can lose weight without restricting horribly. You can lose weight without hating yourself. You can lose weight without taking all the good stuff out of your life. This is something that I personally have experienced. It's something that I have seen clients experience. We can pursue weight loss in a body positive mindset. We can pursue weight loss in a loving way. And that's really what I'm talking about today. And I think that that's why that's one of the reasons that so many people sort of have a problem with this. And the other one is, well, you should just love your body like it is. You should just accept it like it is. But the fact of the matter is, there are some people who have actual conditions that make them want to lose weight. Now, for some people, this may be that perhaps you've gained weight through pregnancy and you really just want to sort of lose the extra baby weight. Perhaps you have had some sort of illness that has made you put on weight really quickly, and you are looking to both sort of heal that illness but also sort of go back. Perhaps you have a lot of back pain or a lot of joint pain and you want to reduce that pain, and weight loss is part of the package of reducing the pain. I know for me, some of the reason that I've wanted to lose weight has just been physical discomfort, has been chafing, has been, like my thighs rubbing together. It has nothing to do with how I feel about my body. It has to do with my level of physical comfort in my skin. And if anybody tells me that I'm not a body positive person because I don't want that, I think it's just very closed minded. Really, I think it is. So today we're going to talk about weight loss and body acceptance and how they go together. And I think it's important to note, first off, if you pursue weight loss in and of itself as the only goal, it will not lead to long-term body acceptance. Weight loss in and of itself will not help you heal your relationship with your body. It will not help you love what you see in the mirror. It will not bring you that confidence. It will not solve all your problems. Weight loss will make your body physically smaller. It will make you wear a different dress size. It might make your shape change a little bit, but it's not going to change the mental side, right? It changes the physical. It's not going to change the mental. And yes, part of weight loss, yes, you get that high and you feel really proud of yourself, but I'm talking long term, right? So weight loss in and of itself does not lead to body acceptance, does not lead to a positive relationship with your body. However, when we start with body acceptance, when we start with creating a really kind, compassionate relationship with your body, weight loss becomes a lot easier, and it can, for many people, become a very natural flow-on effect, right? So when I'm talking about sort of how they go together, we're talking about starting with body acceptance and helping that lead into weight loss. And a lot of what affects this is really just the energy that you're approaching these changes with. And this is one thing that I've said before, and I'll say it again, not tying in your worth or your happiness to the number on the scale. Because again, if we are just looking at that number on the scale and hoping like, oh, when I lose 10 pounds or 5 kilos, whatever your number is, it doesn't matter what your number is. It's sort of irrelevant for this conversation. But if you have that idea that like, oh, I'm just going to lose X amount of weight, and then I'm going to be happy, and then I'm going to be successful, and then I'm going to find my soulmate, and then I'm going to get my dream job, or my business is going to take off, and I'm going to feel so worthy and so lovable. You won't. So we really need to detach that worthiness, that happiness, that success, all the mindset stuff from the number on the scale. And we need to approach this with that air of kindness, respect, and compassion, like I said before. So how do you embrace your body? Excuse me. How do you sort of embrace your body to assist with weight loss? How does this actually happen? So number one, first things first, you need to accept where you are and stop fighting. So often in life, and I think especially in the personal development space, there is this idea that you should just like want more, keep going, keep growing, keep changing, keep evolving. And although a lot of times that can be really helpful and it can help us grow and evolve and, really blossom, what it can also do is make us reject the present. And if you have done any reading, especially what is it? The Power of Now, Eckhart Tolle, that book. Oh, such a good book. But it's really all about being in the present moment. And if we're always looking ahead, we're missing out on the present moment, or we are rejecting the present moment, which is not helpful. And when we are fighting with the present, when we are rejecting it, sometimes that can look like playing the victim, right? Sometimes that can be like, oh, it's not my fault though. This person did this, or this situation happened, or this did this. Whereas acceptance, being in the moment and accepting where you are today, accepting what your body looks like today, can simply be just taking a deep breath, putting your hands on your heart, or your hands on your belly, or your hands on your thighs, and just saying, this is it. This is me. right now in this moment. And I accept that tomorrow I'm going to be different, because we are always changing and we are always growing. But right now in this moment, this is me, and I'm not going to judge myself for it. And I'm not going to criticize where I am. I'm going to accept this moment. I'm going to accept where I am. And doing this really requires that you open your mind a little bit and you put on this curiosity goggles that I have spoken about so many times. Because if you are judging yourself, if you're judging yourself for looking a certain way, if you're judging your body for its size or for what it looks like, you have made a judgment, right? You have decided, you have closed your mind. This is bad. This is wrong. This is the, right? This is, that's you you have made a judgment call, which is closed-minded. Whereas curiosity is the opposite. Curiosity is open-minded. Curiosity is going, oh, isn't it interesting that I'm sort of thinking that I'm wrong? Or isn't it interesting that I'm jumping to this conclusion? Or, oh, I wonder where that came from. I wonder where that story came from. I wonder where that judgment came from. And it's just the opposite, right? It's just being really open-minded. And many of us, we get stuck in these cycles of judgment. You judge yourself. Ugh, I've gained weight. Ugh, look at what I look like. Ugh. And then we get into judging ourselves for judging ourselves. What's wrong with you? Why are you judging yourself? Why can't you just take it easy on yourself? That was a really mean thing to say. Why are you being such a bitch today? Oh my God, now you're calling yourself a bitch, right? Can you see this? Like, we get into these cycles of judgment and it just feeds into itself. It's like this feedback loop that kind of never ends. And when we decide to approach something with curiosity and open-mindedness, it breaks the cycle. It breaks that feedback loop. We just go, whoa, look at what I've been doing. Isn't that interesting? I've fallen into the cycle again. Isn't that interesting? And it's just such a different way of doing it. So you're no longer playing the victim. You're no longer just like, this is my circumstances and there is nothing I can do about it. You are taking your power back. You are empowering yourself within the situation. So that is a huge part of this process, right? Part of embracing your body is just embracing the present, embracing where you are in this very moment. And then what you really need is a plan that is going to help you accomplish both of these goals, a plan that is going to help you embrace your body, and a plan that is going to help you release any unwanted weight or extra weight that you are ready to let go of. And there's lots of different tools and things that can be really, really helpful on this journey. That curiosity, that open-mindedness, huge, of course, and accepting the present moment. There's things like visualization, so powerful. Visualizations, meditations, gratitude. I want to talk about this one because gratitude in and of itself is powerful. And I think so many people have gratitude practices. You've read about gratitude, you've heard about gratitude, but have you ever used gratitude for your body? It's a big one. Because gratitude, again, is part of accepting the present moment and saying, I'm grateful for what I have right now, regardless of what happens tomorrow, regardless of what the future looks like, regardless of what changes are going to happen. I'm grateful for who I am and where I am right now. And I think it's easy generally for us to look at our lives and say, oh, I'm grateful for the food on my table. I'm grateful for my friends. I'm grateful for my support system, right? It's quite simple for us most of the time to find things we're grateful for outside of ourselves. And my challenge to you is turn that back on yourself. Start finding things that you're grateful for about your body. Specifically, when we're talking about body acceptance for weight loss, find things you're grateful for about your body right now. And an exercise that I recommend quite often is to have a daily gratitude practice. Now, this can be journaling. It could be like a social media post. It could just be a conversation around the dinner table with your family each night. But I really recommend that you create this daily gratitude practice for yourself and do it daily. Get in the habit. And sort of the rules, the general rules that I like to recommend are find 3 things each day that you are grateful for. Now, 2 of those things can be about anything in the world. This is about getting you in the habit of tapping into that grateful energy. I'm grateful for my house. I'm grateful for my kids. I'm grateful for my job. I'm grateful for my clients. I'm grateful for whatever, vaccinations. I'm grateful for modern dental care. I don't know. It doesn't really matter, right? So 2 of those things can be about anything. But the key is that the third thing must be about your body. Now, it does not have to be about how your body looks. Right? We can also detach from putting all of the value in our body simply on how it looks. It could be, I'm grateful that my heart is beating. I'm grateful that I have the power of speech or that my eyes work. I'm grateful that I have the ability to digest chocolate. I'm grateful that I have the ability to taste my chocolate. I'm grateful that my nervous system is firing. I'm grateful that my fingernails are nice and strong. I'm grateful for my teeth, right? Like it doesn't have to be a visual thing. Yes, it could be I'm really grateful for my hair because I'm having a great hair day. I'm really grateful for the color of my eyes. I'm grateful for my strong arms that allow me to hug my loved ones. But if you get in the habit of every single day finding something that you're grateful for about your body with no repeats, right? You don't get to say the same thing each day. And if you make this a written habit, at the end of each month, you are going to have 90 things that you are grateful for, and 30 of those things are going to be about your body. Now, we know that the power of repetition is huge in changing mindset and changing belief systems and changing those internal stories. So if every single month you have 30 unique, beautiful, wonderful things that you are grateful for about your body in this moment, not in the future, not in 10 pounds, not in 5 dress sizes, right now in this moment, you have those things to be grateful for. That is a beautiful, positive way to reaffirm that acceptance and that really positive mindset about your body. Okay, so, and then the last thing, and this needs to be mentioned as part of body acceptance and weight loss, and that is mirror work. Now, mirror work comes in lots of different forms, right? There's lots of ways that you can do this. And I know that there is a lot of resistance to mirror work when you hate what your body looks like. When you think, oh, I just want to lose some weight and then I'll look in the mirror. I just want to be smaller and then I'll feel really great checking myself out. But again, what we're doing is we are putting that weight loss before the body acceptance horse, so to speak. And we know that if you just focus on losing weight, it is not going to change how you see yourself long term. It's not going to change the eyes that you view yourself through. We need to make sure that we are focusing on that mindset about our bodies, that self-acceptance, that body acceptance first before the weight loss. So what that means is that the mirror work needs to start now at the size and shape that you are today. Now, I would really recommend start where you are. Right. So if you're already like pretty used to checking yourself out in the mirror and you do it every day and it's no big deal, you can sort of skip ahead a few steps. But if you are in a place where maybe you do everything you can to avoid looking in mirrors, or you just look from the chin up and you're just like this floating head and you try not to look at your body, or every time you do, you just like cringe, like I really don't want to look at myself, then what you're going to start doing is looking at yourself. And I would recommend that you find a space with some privacy. Now, this can be, ideally, it's not just a tiny mirror, right? Ideally, it's like a bathroom mirror or a mirror in your bedroom, but someplace that you have privacy, that you can close the door. You only need a couple of minutes, but someplace that you have some privacy. Just start looking at yourself. And if it's scary to look at your body, then stand in the mirror and just make eye contact with yourself. And in your peripheral vision, you may be able to see the rest of your body. And just look at yourself and just breathe and just say, I see you. I see you. You are enough and I see you. You are okay and I see you. Whatever words feel true. Because what we're going to do as part of this practice is graduate you into saying, I love you. But I get that when you hate your body, saying I love you makes you feel like a fraud. You feel like you're lying. And it's not going to work for you, right? So we need to start where we are. We need to start with baby steps. So whether that's I see you, which is true, right? You're seeing yourself through your eyes. I see you. I accept you. I choose to see you in this moment. I choose to accept you in this moment. I choose to embrace you in this moment. Whatever those words happen to be, start with that. Start with eye contact. And then once that doesn't feel quite so scary, then maybe start looking at your whole face. And then you can sort of work your way down your body. And if you're already sort of a bit more advanced and you're like, no, that sounds pretty easy, then I would challenge you to stand in a full-length mirror where you can see your whole body and put your hands on whatever part of your body you tend to criticize the most. Now, for me, for many years, it was my belly. That's where I tend to carry most of my weight. I know for other people, it might be your breasts, chin, arms, right? Your thighs, your bum, wherever it happens to be. Put your hands on that part of your body. And when you say the words, imagine that loving kindness, that compassion coming through your hands into that part of your body. I see you. I accept you. And eventually we're moving our way up to saying, I love you. Baby steps. And the advanced version of this is to do it naked. Now, I know that if you're listening to this, you might be like, oh, hell no, we're not doing it naked. That's okay, right? Start where you are. But when we do exercises like this, when we do exercises like the body gratitude, when we do exercises like this mirror work, when we intentionally work on accepting where we are using curiosity instead of judgment, when we can take our power back, that means that we are nurturing this relationship with ourselves. We are nurturing this relationship with our bodies. And when you care for something, such as when you care for your body, makes it so much easier to do all of those sort of activities that are generally required for weight loss. It's so much easier to eat a really nourishing meal that fills you up and makes you feel energized when you're just like loving on yourself so much and you know that it's going to make you feel amazing. So it's like, of course I would do that. Why would I eat greasy pizza that's going to make me feel like crap, make me feel bloated, make me want to have a nap, when I can have this other food that is going to make me feel energized and alive and amazing? But when we are hating our bodies, reaching for that pizza is like, oh, what's the point? Whatever. But when we are loving on our bodies, reaching for that greasy pizza is like, no, I don't really want that. It's not to say you're never going to eat greasy pizza again. It's just saying that it takes it down a notch. It lets you think with a clear head instead of just going, who cares? It doesn't matter. And same with moving, right? Moving your body. So much easier when you're doing it with a sense of love and excitement and fun. And like, I love my body and my body is amazing that it moves and I get to move and I get to do these activities. And that's fun versus like, oh, I have to go to the gym today because somebody said I had to lose weight. Ugh. There's no love in that. There's no fun in that. That's not sustainable. So I hope that you can see the relationship between body acceptance and weight loss and what needs to come first. And I really hope that you can see that if you're starting with weight loss, it's going to be really hard to maintain, really hard to keep up long term. We can do almost anything short term with willpower, but I don't think you just want this short term. Right? If you want to actually make a long-term change, and if you want it to feel easy, and if you want it to feel fun, and if you want it to be like loving and kind and beautiful with yourself, we have got to start with body acceptance. You've got to see where you are. You've got to embrace where you are. You have got to learn to accept your body as it is today as you take beautiful, loving steps to up-level and change it. So that is all I have for you today. I hope that this has been helpful for you. If you would like to continue this conversation, if you have questions about this, if you still feel like you would like more instruction, send me a message on either Facebook or on Instagram. The links are going to be down in the show notes, but send me a DM. Let's have a conversation. Because if this still feels really hard for you, or if you still feel like, no, I just need to lose X amount of weight before I can accept my body, you're just going to keep on the same cycle, right? How many times have you played that cycle out in your head already and it hasn't worked so far? So I would really encourage you to switch it up. And if you want to continue this conversation, send me a DM, Instagram or Facebook. I would love to connect with you. I hope that you have a beautiful day. I hope that this has up-leveled your life. And here is to you loving all that you are. I will see you very soon.